This week on So You're a Fan, we predicted who would be killed in the Suicide Squad and got some interesting results. Disney released their new movie Jungle Cruise on Disney Plus, and Rose gives me enough nightmare fuel to last a lifetime, and much, much more.
And we're back. Welcome to the So You're a Fan podcast. My name is Joseph Thomas, and with me is my co-host, Rose Bowman.
Hello.
So we haven't recorded in 2 weeks. Rose, what's been up with you?
Went on a little vacation, saw the in-laws, got sick, laid in bed and died for a couple days. And then yesterday I woke up and I was like, actually, I think I can record. I'm not coughing anymore. But other than that, literally just been dying in bed.
But what about your dogs?
Oh, well, yeah, I got a new dog. It's a mini golden doodle. His name is Bear. He's a little asshole. He acts like he's cute when he's on camera, but then the second the camera's off, he attacks you and he tries to get your toes, or he pees somewhere, or he attacks a blanket. Like, he's ridiculous.
Bear and Moose, they're both male, right?
Yes, yeah, they're both boys.
Okay. Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, they're atrocious already. So Jungle Cruise came out. I thoroughly enjoyed it because I'm a big Disney park fan, and I'm the one who normally does what's new at Disney on this show. But the best part of the movie for me, at least, was the jokes, the dad jokes, the Skipper fucking shitty ass jokes that are never funny. They're funny to me. I'm always the one that laughs at them when I'm freaking at Disney and I'm on the ride. I sit there and I laugh, and people always look at me like, you're stupid. Why are you laughing right now? I think they're funny. Okay. And I genuinely enjoyed the movie for including those, and it connected the movie to the ride even more so for me because of that. But overall, in general, was a good movie. I actually enjoyed it. It was something new and fresh, which has been a little lacking with Disney recently and all of their remakes.
Yeah, that's an understandable and fair criticism of their most more recent, both live action retellings and just movies overall. The jokes were a essential part to bring to the movie. For me, I think my favorite part was just the world building that they did. I don't know if they're going to treat this as the next Pirates of the Caribbean.
One of the thoughts I had while I was watching the movie was that Jungle Cruise is a pretty classic and timeless ride that they don't really update often. And my brain was like, are they going to update visuals in the ride? They're 4D screen things where they can add characters in without actually putting an animatronic in there. I think they might do that to include something, but I don't think they're going to do a drastic, completely new change to the ride. It would be cool if they did, but I don't think they're going to.
The antagonists of the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, which were the pirates that were cursed to turn into skeletons in moonlight, they got added to the ride, and the inspiration behind them was just the skeleton with the voiceover saying "Dead men tell no tales" and the waterboat ride. So I'm interested to see if they will be added on to the ride with the conquistadors that are made up of the jungle itself.
That would be a addition.
Just the whole idea behind them was so well thought out. I just thought the one with the bees, the main guy with the snakes, the one that was trees.
Yeah.
And so if that's going to be the template, do you think this could be a new franchise where Dwayne Johnson takes on the Johnny Depp position of this new line?
It would be nice if they did that. I don't think they're going to. This movie felt pretty good as a standalone film, and I didn't get the sense of new adventures from any of these characters. It seemed like they went back to London and they're staying in London type deal. I didn't get the sense of other things are going to be happening with this. I mean, if they come up with something that ties in 100%, I think it would be a cool series to continue, because it was a lot of fun to watch this movie, and it was overall enjoyable. I don't think it would be a mistake to do another movie. Do I think they're going to do it? Probably not.
I really hope there's at least some kind of continuation with this kind of world, because it seems like very much that, not that I want to crossover. I don't know how crossover would be possible between Pirates and Jungle Cruise, considering it's like completely different centuries. But what other Disney rides could be turned into movies? There's Space Mountain, but I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. Like Space Mountain, maybe. My dumbass just said Haunted Mansion. No.
I forgot about that one.
That's a good. What? There's 2 movies.
Yeah.
Those are good movies. I enjoyed those.
The Disney Parks ride cinematic universe.
Hey. Wait a second.
Disney's Hall of Presidents.
You know what I did like about Jungle Cruise, and which is just me because I'm a huge Avatar nerd, and you know this. The tree, like the petals are like completely bloomed on it, gave me huge Pandora vibes with like the purple glow, and like all the branches were like hanging with the petals on them.
Oh, I
just
didn't
from
think
like
of that.
yeah, the color and the way the tree was set up, almost like the like how willow trees, their leaves hang like that. It just gave me huge like Pandora vibes, and I thought it was so pretty because Pandoran flora is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. It pretty much was like the same exact thing of like the tree of life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not that makes me like the movie any less. It's just I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I thought they did some cool stuff with it, with the action scene of the character like running across the branches like as the tree was actively dying.
oh my god, yeah. Did we get that same scene in Avatar with Sute going to his banshee up in the top of the tree as the tree is falling, and they're like running across the branches getting to their banshees, and she doesn't say, okay, that's funny. That's really funny.
Rose, I'm gonna level with you. I haven't seen Avatar in like 8 years.
Oh, I've memorized every fucking millisecond of that movie. I can tell you beginning to end Avatar right now without hesitating.
Now, the only part that I can remember crystal clear is the when the lady scientist dies. She's being brought to the tree and she's looking up at the tree. She's like, "Oh, you have to get me some. You have to collect some samples."
I gotta take some samples. I do like that Sigourney Weaver was in that movie.
That was Sigourney Weaver?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was trying to think of who it was.
God, I'm such a nerd. I'm terrible. You know how like everyone hates the Avatar movies now because it's been so long since the first one came out that no one fucking gives a shit anymore? I'm that one person that still gives a shit. Like, am I going to go in full costume to see this movie in theaters? Yes. Yes, I am.
Oh God. Like those pictures you sent me like a month ago.
Yes, exactly. Those ones. I'm going to do it.
What was that for Halloween? What even was the story behind those cursed images?
Avatar came out in December of 2009. I believe that was Christmas of 2010. No, Christmas, fucking Halloween of 2010. And I 100% like immediately was like, this is my whole life now. This movie, I will do nothing but this movie. This is my favorite thing ever. I went to my mom. We went to Spirit Halloween. I remember this vividly. We went to Spirit Halloween and they had the costume there. And I was like, oh my God, I can be Neytiri for Halloween. That's fucking lit. And I told my mom that that's what I wanted to do. So I got the costume, and I remember I had this huge panic about what weapon I wanted to hold, because they had the staff and the bow and arrow. And the staff was big, so like you could actually see it. But then my mom was like, but Neytiri doesn't have a staff. She has a bow. So I got the bow. What the fuck was I thinking? What? I mean, okay, props to my mom. My mom did the makeup and she spent like 30 minutes doing that. I did have glow in the dark polka dots all over my face. So we shined a light on my face and then they glow. Just like in the movie. My mom braided my hair. And actually, so you know how the Na'vi in that movie, they have the neural cue, which is the big braid covers like the cue that comes out of the back of their head. I had a horse toy that was like yay big that had a long black tail. We cut that tail, braided that into my hair, so I had a super long braid going down the back of my head. Like I went full out with this costume, and I 100%
you can't see the
plan
tail
to
in
do
the
that
pictures,
again.
but
for
I
when
did have a
frickin'
tail.
Avatar comes out next year.
And I walked around, and this was in Colorado, and in Colorado it snows before Halloween. So I walked around in this skin tight Avatar costume without a jacket with snow on the ground for 3 hours. And I had an absolute blast. And then after that, I kept the costume and would regularly put it on to play games in my room and be a fucking Navi as I played these games. Like I fucking was dedicated to this movie growing up. It was hilarious.
Like video games, or what do you mean by games?
Like just like pretend.
Oh, okay.
Like I was straight up, like I was a Navi in my brain. Like as a kid, it was so funny. Oh my god, dude. And you don't understand, like half the shit that's on that costume like didn't come with it. Like I added stuff to it to make it more movie accurate with like beads and feathers and all that jazz. Oh, also, did you know that James Cameron said that the Na'vi don't have nipples because they're not placental mammals?
No, why would I know
And he lied because my dumbass, after I saw that, I was like, oh, he fucking lied. Why else would they cover the fucking boobs on the fucking Na'vi if they didn't have nipples?
They're just support staff.
They do. He just doesn't want to he just wants to be like these cool mystic aliens that, you know, are different than us. They're fucking placental mammals. Okay, just get over it. They're placental. They have nipples. They produce milk.
He doesn't want there to be a fan porn of them. Fan art
Well,
porn.
I mean, we have the internet. Anything that is made gets something.
In a way, saying they don't have nipples is almost worse, because that's just gonna make people more creative.
They do, though. They do. You can see them in the movie. I can send you the exact fucking second when you can see them too.
No, that's all right. I'm positive.
Why is that a question I would ask you, dude? God.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's nothing else I want to talk about with Jungle Cruise, but surround me with something with Avatar.
Was it nipples?
No.
I got a tweet right when we started recording that popped up that said it was a set photo for Far From Home. No Way Home that was released. Is that Doctor Strange?
All right, I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm seeing Spider-Man. Oh my! It's Doctor Strange.
What the fuck? Okay, so people are in the comments are hilarious because people are like, oh, this is fucking fake. Because do you see, if you zoom in on the tree, directly above Strange and to the left slightly, there's a face photoshopped into the leaves.
Yeah, I see that.
And there's a boy flat under the fucking thing that Spidey's standing on.
There's a boy.
This could just be.
There's a boy flat. What?
Go over Spidey directly behind his ass.
Oh, yeah.
There's a dude. Is it fake or is it just like watermarks that people put on?
But then, what do you have? How would this photo be faked though? Like, there's so many. Like, to have a blurry photo of Benedict Cumberbatch and Spider-Man all lined up with like even the little that feast truck in the background. That's like an in-universe Easter egg, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I think this is real. I think someone just got it and then said that they're gonna watermark it with their friend, and then they reposted it. Oh no, it's little shit like that that makes me love it even more.
Well, okay, my favorite thing about the fucking internet right now is the Teletubbies Twitter.
Bitch, again.
Okay, this was from 4 days ago. ESPN put name something that isn't an Olympic sport but feels like an Olympic sport, and the Teletubbies fucking puts cleaning up after the Teletubbies. Best new. the living fucking vacuum thing.
It took me a second.
They got
July 24th, they all got Starbucks and they all got their names wrong. I hate their fucking. I love their Twitter, but I hate it so much. Are you a fashionista? I love funky fashion, or I've got my signature item.
What? Send this shit to me. I can't deal with all these words.
So are you a fashionista? You have two options. It says, I love funky fashion, or I've got my signature item.
I got my signature item.
Okay. Are you the big sibling? Yes or no?
No.
What's your go-to pose? Big hugs or star jumps?
Big hugs, because I like doing the T-pose.
Do you like to perform when I'm with my friends, or just of course?
Of course.
All right, you are. Oh, fuck. What's the yellow one's name again?
Fucking no.
Lala? Is that who that is?
Lollapalooza.
No.
Switching gears, The Suicide Squad is coming out in, oh my god, less than a week now.
Is it really? What is
Yeah.
today?
Oh my, today's the first.
Oh,
The 2021 Suicide Squad being compared to 5 years ago, which sounds crazy to say out loud, but 2016 Suicide Squad. And it's like night and day between how the reviews are being done. Because I think the first one has like a 27% or something like that. Meanwhile, this one has a 97. So Rose, going back all the way to 2016, what were your thoughts about watching the first Suicide Squad?
whew, oh wow, that's going back a little bit. Okay. It was a movie that, for its time, I genuinely enjoyed. Because we didn't really have many DC movies that I liked watching back then. And so it was really like the first one that came out that I actually was like, yeah, I can like rewatch this a couple times and like still enjoy it. I don't know how I felt 100% about the Joker. Other Jokers we've seen, he wasn't my favorite, but the movie as a whole, like I genuinely enjoyed. We still see the same Harley Quinn in Halloween costumes everywhere today, which is weird because that was 5 years ago, you said? 5 years of seeing at least one person wearing that Harley Quinn outfit. It's not like 100% memorable, but it was good enough for a company that doesn't have very many movies out at that time. So I'm hoping that with this one, with what we've heard so far at the reviews, I'm hoping that this one is a definite step up. It takes a lot for a movie to be something that I want to rewatch over and over and over again.
Like you said, for its time, or at least for where I was at the time. Because at that time, we were 15. Yeah, you were 15 in August of 16, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So where I was at that point in life, I was like discovering more about like different ways that art can be portrayed. And I was starting to get more into graphic art, way comic books are done. Seeing it for the first time on opening night, I got like teared up at a few times, not because of like what was happening with the characters specifically, but being able to like validation, seeing what I have seen like on comic book pages for so long, being reinterpreted on screen for like a mass audience. People, I guess, finally understanding what you've been talking about the whole time. But as time passed, started becoming like more and more jaded to it. And where I was used to watch it every so often, it just became more of a not distant memory, but just something that I knew I didn't need to go back to, you know? And that's kind of how it's been for the past few years. And then I started hearing about David Ayer, what actually was going on behind the scenes. David Ayer never really wanted to say what was going on. Because of that, I really didn't think anything was going on. Because you could see in the trailers, the tone shifts in the scenes that were in the trailers that weren't in the final movie. David Ayer released a statement and responding to someone like bashing his version of the film compared to James Gunn's, which is getting so much praise. And David Ayer, in his statement, said, "I didn't talk about what was going on because that's just not what you do.
because he was in the Navy, he was in gangs growing up, and so like he's seen a lot of shit,
Mhm.
and he just knew that you don't talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And especially like now that he was getting successful as a film director, he wasn't about to go out and bite the hand that fed him. And he even wrote like he'd rather get shot than have to go through all the critic bashing that he did. I always wondered what his thoughts were, and like hearing him actually like put it into words online saying he'd rather be shot
Mhm.
than have to go through everything I did for a movie that wasn't even his.
Mhm.
And have you seen any of the any of like the still images or leaked deleted scenes from Suicide Squad?
God, if I have, it wasn't recently, and I don't think I remember anything.
I'll send you a few.
Who is that supposed to be? That is blurry as freaking much.
That's El Diablo, who was supposed to have been killed in the fight with Enchantress's brother. There's some big differences.
Yeah, definitely.
What happened aside from just Jared Leto. And supposedly, even Jared Leto's Joker was heavily changed with the reshoots to make him more goofy and silly rather than an actual gangster.
I would have preferred a real gangster Joker.
Yeah, it's just a shame what happened to David Ayer. But I mean, if we got a Snyder cut, who knows like if somehow David Ayer's cut is ever gonna just, leak out the way that the first Deadpool trailer leaked out.
I think that the Snyder cut has ruined a lot for fans in the sense that it spoiled the fandom so much. Because like I think recently like fandoms have been spoiled in general. I mean, if we look back to Sonic the Hedgehog, we bullied a studio into changing the CGI for a character. But I mean, that was a big one though. You can't just take Sonic and mess him up like that. Like that was terrifying. But I think fans are really spoiled in the sense that with social media today, we bug someone enough, they're going to change something. So like it makes me nervous that people have so much influence over studios today where I think they're judging movies and directors too soon. And it's almost making directors hesitant to do what they actually want to do.
It definitely is a big issue, but something like Sonic was like more justified.
Welcome to the internet.
Oh, yeah, that one was 100% justified.
Let's go over our past theories. I have some of them written down. I think these are all the major ones.
Mhm.
The prediction that the squad was going to come back to pick up Hera ended up being true. Kind of a no-brainer in hindsight, but your theory for Loki being killed at the end of the season, that was false.
Bruh.
Oh my God, yeah.
You predicted Kang without any real hints in series before that, so you got the first point.
It's so good.
Yes.
My theory that like they're gonna come back to save Hera, like I'm not even really gonna count that. I think the whole big twist I don't know if it's gonna be shown right from the get-go, or if it's gonna be like a last minute thing right at the very end to like throw everything off. I think Crosshair is going to be able to like override his own ship now that it's been more damaged from the ship's engine. That's my only new theory change. Everything else remains pretty much the same. We got 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see what happens. We are going to decide or predict who lives and who gets killed off. Because as everyone has said so many times, nobody is safe.
I like this game.
Starting off with Peacemaker, played by John Cena, and we know he's getting some kind of series on HBO Max. Yes, he's invisible. If you had to say yes or no, kill or survive, what is it?
Just looking at his character?
Just thinking about everything he has to offer.
I'm going to say that the show is probably going to be a before with what his backstory is. I think they're going to try to focus on his backstory, so I'm going to say he dead.
Yeah, me too. King Shark, voiced by Sylvester Stallone. This big piece of CGI.
Just because I like his character in general, and from what I've seen in the trailers, he makes me fucking laugh. I want to say that I hope he lives.
Just because I know James Gunn is a huge piece of shit who likes to play with our emotions, and I say that in the best possible way as a compliment. I think he's gonna have us visibly watch King Shark get blown up. Bloodsport, played by Idris Elba.
It does seem very much so like this character is going to be a main character type of person for this movie. So I think his death odds are pretty low. I think he's going to live.
Since he shot Superman, I'm gonna say he lives because he needs the redemption. Polka Dot Man. I just remember for years hearing him being called the worst villain ever created.
I'm going to say he's probably going to die.
I'm gonna say he's gonna get killed off towards the end, but he's gonna be a fan favorite until that happens.
Yeah.
Right? Ratcatcher 2, which I love that they included the 2 in her name. Every time in every ad that's come for the movie so far where she's in it, she has always been like the thing that's drawn my attention the most, even more than Margot Robbie. I'm gonna say she's gonna live.
Yeah, I think she's going to live. Because she's a new character, because technically her character doesn't exist. There is a character.
Oh, there wasn't a Ratcatcher 2 in the comp? Because I knew Ratcatcher, but...
There is a Ratcatcher, but there's not a Ratcatcher 2. So it's a new character made up by James Gunn.
Then I'm going to say she's going to stick around.
I think so, too. I don't think he would do that just to kill her off.
All right. Savant. I'm going to say he gets killed.
Yeah, me too.
Mongol. I can't think of a time where I ever heard of this character before.
I mean, her character seems pretty cool. It's an alien.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new.
Right from the get-go when I saw her, it made me think of Deadpool 2, where we got introduced to a bunch of characters and they all ended up getting killed. I think she's gonna get killed off, and I think it's gonna be hilarious.
I think she might live. I mean, we don't know like what all her like powers are, if she has any powers. So we'll see. I think she'll live.
Weasel. Ever since like he was first shown publicly, I've known you hated him.
It's not so much that I hate his characters, it's that I'm genuinely creeped out by his face.
He's just visually disturbing.
The Weasel character in the comics is a Stanford University student. He's driven to madness by the bullying of his peers, and he made himself a weasel costume, complete with razor-sharp claws and teeth, and killed three of his former bullies. With each appearance of him in the weasel costume, he grew more feral and less human.
I think he's gonna have a similar origin. The Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man, where it's just like doctor keeps doing like experiments, trying to like, I don't know, heal something, cure cancer. That seems to be one that supervillains do a lot.
I think he's gonna die. I don't think it's a character that he's gonna keep around.
Pete Davidson.
His real name is Dick Hertz.
Is it really?
He's dead. Dead. He's dead. Died. Gone. Dead. It's Pete Davidson. He's dead.
Yeah, I imagine he's not even going to do anything. He's just going to be sitting somewhere, and then all of a sudden he's going to blow up.
Yeah.
The Thinker. It seems like since they pick him up like midway through the mission, that he's going to be like one of the main antagonists.
I don't know. I think he might live.
I'm going to go with Death. Javelin.
Dead.
Dead instantly. Like,
you know why? You know why? Because he's fucking associated with the Green Lantern, and we don't fucking acknowledge that shit. So dead.
TDK, who has since been revealed to have been the detachable kid, aka arm fall off boy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, his arms pop off.
He can take his arms off? He's gonna die. He's gonna be dead.
Something's gonna end up happening to him. Maybe Weasel will try to eat his arms.
It's cool that these characters are equally ridiculous as they are badass. Except for Pete Davidson.
Survive.
Yeah, she's gonna survive. It's Harley fucking Quinn.
Rick Flag. I'm gonna go with Survive.
Yeah, me too. I mean, he survived this long, so.
Captain Boomerang.
Wasn't he in the first one?
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll live.
I think he's gonna get killed off. Because that was a big thing with the last one, where it's just like, how do you have a person who throws boomerangs be on a team that kills Superman, you know? And he's pretty shitty at his job too. So I think he's gonna be like Pete Davidson, a big talk, and then get killed.
Okay.
And then here's one that I didn't recognize. Alicia Braga plays Sol Soria.
Oh, she's the gender swap version of the comics Juan Soria.
Who I know nothing about.
No, neither do I. Oh, she's probably gonna die like super fucking early.
Yeah. Amanda Waller, but she's not gonna go anywhere.
Immune.
bitch can survive anything.
What if it was purple? Or in jail? Oh no! Oh, yeah. Shocking.
Shout out to everybody with social anxiety.
Die!
She's in her 30s, but clearly she needs to moisturize.
And you know what? What was that? Clap if you think she's tougher. Clap if you feel safe. Oh. No one.
Die! Die! Die!
Well, she's got a point. She's an icon.
Yup! 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 That gets old real fast.
And who is that woman and why are her boobs so big?
Death to all of them.
All right, I guess with that being said, if you have your own theories or questions, thoughts, there is the Instagram and there is the Twitter. And there's also the email, which will be down below. If you want to follow us on social media, I am at the Joseph Thomas, and then Rose is at Rose with a whole bunch of numbers after it.
Yeah, it'll be linked. Don't try to memorize it. It's weird.
And there goes my camera battery. So that's it.
Joseph's camera has said goodbye.